So let's get started. So looking at your op.gg, what do I see here?
Well, I'll tell you what I see.
Normals?
I see normals and ARAMs,
Yeah,
and I'm confused.
this is a criminal. Okay, let's see this. Um, okay, the first question is why do you have so many champions? That's the first question. And the second question is wait. Yeah, why do you have so many questions? What questions? Why do you have
Why
so
do you
many
have so many
champions?
questions?
Why do you have so many champions? Like I see so many.
I
Are you
mean,
comfortable on all of them, or it's just you're flipping?
no, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable on a lot of them.
Mhm.
I've been playing the game for a long time, so I kind of
Okay.
understand a lot of like lane matchups, and I more base my picks off of like what my support picks. If I end up blind picking, like I have a couple blind picks that I like the typical like Varus Ash,
Ah, sure.
things like
Okay.
that,
Cool. Cool.
where I
Cool.
feel like I have to blind pick, but more so I kind of pick more off of like what my support picks and like how I feel is gonna be best for laning phase.
This is incredible. This is really, really good. And yeah, that's what usually. I mean, this is what I actually like for each ad I try to do is like exactly the thing you said. Like especially the Seraphim pick, I like it a lot because it
Hmm.
allows you to be more flexible. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think the Seraphine pick is really strong right now.
yeah, in terms of summoner spells, I just want to cover up like some fundamental stuff. When we
Yeah.
talk about summoner spells, we know that ignite counters the heal, right?
Yeah.
We know this part. So if I have heal and I want to counter the ignite, what do? I heal early. That's some basic thing. Okay,
Hmm.
now when do I go exhaust? I go exhaust when they have so much burst. The exhaust is not as useful against DPS, so it's good versus Samira, Draven, things like that. But it's not that optimal against Jinx or Ashe. Yeah, it
Hmm.
might slow them down a little bit, but it's not that optimal. Okay, cleanse is always good if you need it. So in some games when there is like a guaranteed CC, let's say Lilia Sleep, Zooey Bubble, I don't know, TF card or something, like it was a fifth yellow card, things like that, you have to go cleanse. You have no option because it's a
Yeah.
guaranteed CC. Especially like when you play versus Leona and lane, you have to go. And what else? We have the Ghost. Ghost is the summoner spell that outscales everything because it goes from 24 to 48% movement speed according to your level. So over time, Ghost is gonna outscale every other summoner spell. This is
I
how you
didn't know
think.
that,
Hmm.
by the way.
Now you know
I didn't
it.
know Ghost scaled.
Yep.
I didn't know that either actually.
Now you know.
Is that new?
So if you are planning to scale, I would say go Ghost with lethal tempo. If you're planning for laning, for example, let's say you're playing, I don't know. For me, it's on Twitch, so I'm just gonna give a metaphor on Twitch. So on
Yeah.
Twitch, if I'm playing for lane, I go exhaust plus PTA. If I'm playing for scaling, I go lethal tempo plus ghost. This is like my thought process. So I either go
Hmm.
full lane or full scale. This is how I like to do it. And when
Okay.
it comes to building and stuff, I think you kind of know your thing because I'm seeing like a variety and everything. So this is
Yeah.
good. But in case you need like a resource or anything, you can use this website. It's called deepload.gg. It's really good because it allows you to see the insights of like the one tricks. So for example, if you play Ash, and I really like the champion, but she's not. I mean, she's good, but not the greatest right now. So you can just type Ash and then click here on the OTPs, and you can see every the top 20. I think top. I don't
Oh,
know.
Xin Zhao.
Okay, let's go Zenza. Let's see.
Sorry. I'm curious. I might be high ranked on Xin Zhao.
Wait a second. Nice. Okay, Zenza. I have to type it this way. Okay, OTP.
Am I here? Am I there?
No, you're
Do you
not.
like this? Do you like this one over
No.
LOLytics?
Um, LOL.
Lolalytics?
I think this one is better. How do you type it? It's this one. Okay. I
Lytics.
analytics. Yeah, this one. You mean this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this one. I tried it before. It gives so much information. I don't think
Yeah.
this one is like up to the point more. But yeah, if you
Okay.
can extract the information, sure, you can go with that one. Anyways, so we can go now with our introduction. It's pretty simple and basic, but it's important
Yeah.
because yeah. Let's see. Let me bring the note. Let's go. Where's the sticky notes? Okay, here we go. So the first thing when it comes to League, we talk about mental. What do we mean by mental, and how do we like maintain good mental in League of Legends? What do you think? It's a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I mean, pretty much like I feel like especially when it's solo queue, it's learning your win conditions and knowing when you're the carry and when to just get carried.
Okay. So
I
understanding
think
your
that's
position. Okay, that's good.
right.
What else?
I think we could all agree that there's also some situations that are completely out of your control, and not letting those types of situations like ruin the rest of your game or future games.
Okay, there is a saying, and I'm gonna try to quote it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it perfectly. It says that try to be focusing on your self improvement, that you don't have time to criticize others, and it
Yeah,
applies to League like fully.
right.
So just focus on yourself. Do not never type, never spamming, never flame. It's out of your
Yeah,
realm. It's only you and you only. It's your game only. Because the only thing that's consistent in your games is yourself. It's only you. Everyone else is changing. It's a
right.
single player game. Anyways, so in speaking of mental, there is something called ego. When do people have ego?
When they're not the carry, when they're not getting jungle prio.
No, when? Like, I mean, I'm not talking about League. I'm talking about real life.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, just like in general, when they feel like they're better than everyone else, type thing.
yeah. This is like the exact answer I want. It's when they think they finished the learning process. So if you
Yes.
want to avoid having an ego, you should always look at things as if it's like as if it's a learning process, as if you're learning, as if you're
Yeah.
improving. So yeah, like the ego part, it's real in League, and like almost every player has ego. If you go to a plat player while you're being, I don't know, diamond or emerald or anything, and you will tell him that I'm gonna help you improve, his not like
Yeah.
his ego will not let him, because he
Right.
thinks he is good. So yeah, I mean, you might see people say like drop the ego, but how? You should be open to learning. That's how you drop the ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think enough talking about mental. And by the way, if you have any question regarding any topic, you can just stop me. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Cool. Cool. So yeah, like this is a really basic concept, but it's really important to understand. It's called windows. Windows is like recognizing opportunities in bot lane. We're talking.
Yeah.
So, what do we mean by this? Like, if enemy Thresh throws a Q, he threw his Q. What happens
Right.
now? He loses all the pressure in lane, and now it's a window for you to go in and punish him for that if he does not respect you. It's a must to punish, because now you have a window to walk in and do your thing. This is a window, and
Right.
it goes the opposite way, where if your Thresh uses his Q, and now you lost the pressure, you have no pressure in lane, which means they can just run you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to respect it, like whether it's for you or against you. All right. Now talking about tethering. Tethering, what do we mean by this? It's understanding your range. AD carries have the single most broken stat in the game, it's range. Because if you use it perfectly, you get damaged by 0.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you a clip really quick. Like when I was a good player before being an enter. Wait, why do people type a lot here? Wait. Okay, where's this? Why can I not find it? Yeah, here. Look. I don't want to open. So I'm the Twitch here. And since I'm using my range perfectly, look at my HP bar. I'm not gonna be hit even once. You see? It's all
Yeah.
because I'm using my range. So 80 carries have this stat that allows them to hit people without being hit, but they're not using it perfectly. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
understand like your range. Always use your range. Always. Okay. Now in terms of like themes of bot lane. In bot lane, we have two generally speaking, we have two types of bot lanes.
Yo,
We
I
have
gotta hop out. Sorry.
sure, alright, have a good one.
Enjoy.
YouTube. Okay, we have engage bot lane, right?
Right.
And we have range bot lane, right?
Mhm.
So what are the things we should focus on when we have engage bot lane?
Wave management is big.
Okay, what do we do with the wave?
We try to keep it neutral, or at least keep it towards your tower, so your engaged support has a bigger opening.
Okay, cool. I agree, but how do we do
Um,
that?
um, well, I mean, so like if you're an engaged support, and like I'm thinking, like being able to like sometimes the biggest fear is like just the ability in itself. So it's more or less like walking up with your support,
Mhm.
and like let's say it's like a Nautilus and it's level 1 or level 2, like you have level 2 advantage.
Okay.
Like you're walking up with him because he's trying to pressure them off the wave
Uh-huh.
because they're scared of getting pulled. And if he goes for the pull, great, like you're in a good position to keep engaging. Or if he's strictly like scaring off the duo, then like you're there as well to play with him.
Okay, so you're talking about the lane control, like controlling the
Right.
lane, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we talk about waves, generally speaking, to have the wave on your side,
Mhm.
the best way to do it is by pushing the wave. You push the wave, so it's gonna bounce back onto you. Then you
Yeah.
can control it. And as you said, you were correct. In order to push the wave, you need lane control. So yeah, you need the lane control first. You need to control the lane with your support. Push, I don't know, second wave or third wave, whatever.
Mhm.
And then you can control and you can stop the wave here or something. So you can, as you said, you can just look for fights and so on.
Right.
What's the second major thing you need to have when you are playing engage?
Wards in the jungle, or like good jungle tracking.
No, but if I have a wave here, do I need
Um,
words? I mean, you might need like a word here or here, but it's not that important. Yeah, it's good, but it's not that
I thought
important.
you meant yeah. I thought I was more or less like because you don't want to engage if you know the jungler's playing bot side. So
Yeah,
it's like
100%. That's understanding that being weak sided or not.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the second most important thing is HP. You should never lose
Oh
HP.
yeah. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
if you lose, okay, this is why Alistar is one of the hardest champions to play. Is because
Mhm.
his level 1 is so bad that he could lose games because of it. Because Alistar
Yeah.
level 1 is so useless. Because he works
Hmm.
with the combo, right? So you get bullied level 1, you don't have HP, you don't have HP, you can't engage, you can't play the game. You see how
Right.
it goes, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
losing HP on an engage support, whether it's Alistar, Mokai, Leona, Thresh, Nautilus, anything, it's bad. Just don't lose HP, right? So losing
Right.
HP, no. Wave, yeah, control you everywhere. All right.
Okay.
Now when we talk about range lanes, now you're playing, I don't know, Caitlyn, Lux, or something. So what do
Right.
you want to do? Like any range lane, like Caitlyn,
You want to
Jan.
harass them off the wave, or like use your range against them
Yeah,
and shove the wave.
you want to push as much as you can, as hard as you
Hmm.
can, and
Right.
in order to apply this, sometimes you should skip leashing. You should
Right.
go to lane immediately, push, 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 put them under turret. This is your winning position. So if you're an engage, this is your winning position. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
range, this is your winning position. You see? So like it
Right.
varies a lot. So if you switch the sides, you lose. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So talking about the range lane, you want to push as hard as you can. You want to put them under the turret. And if you push, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get open air.
Wayne Pryo.
Yeah, sure, you're right. But you're gonna get open air, which means your support can poke freely,
Hmm.
right? Because there are no minions they can stand behind. There's nothing they can like hide behind. And this
Right.
place is so narrow. So you can poke as much as you can. And also when you have a range lane, you want to have vision. It's like a must now. Because
Mm.
if you overstep and something wrong happens here or here or here, if the jungler comes and you die, your winning position is gonna be turned into losing position. Because now you're killing yourself, which is bad. Alright. Do you have any questions so far?
Uh, no. I guess the only question, like when you're talking range and push. Have you found it more difficult to play that way depending on blue or red side with the map changes? Or is that just
Um,
like overthinking it
no, you mean
completely?
okay? You mean being blue or being red? If you want to
Yeah,
push,
like I would like obviously like pushing red side right now feels pretty bad, right? Because of the jungle pathing.
yeah,
Um
this thing.
so is it just more or less like playing like you just have to pay more attention to your wards, or like do you recommend doing
Mhm.
that more often?
Yeah, here is the
You
thing.
know?
I feel like before taking any action, bot lane, you need to think about the jungler. This is the issue. If you have
Yeah,
jungle backup or not. So yeah, this is
right.
here comes the second topic, which is like weak side, strong side. The issue is like this is like we talked about it in theory, but
Mhm.
when we think about it practically, it's hard, especially in competitive, to take any action without having jungle tracking, right? So here,
Correct.
yeah, so you cannot apply your winning position unless you know where the jungler is or something else is happening. Because if
Mhm.
you push, right, and the jungler is coming, like there's a really high chance that you lose. So it all goes back to jungle tracking and how you're gonna track it. Whether like you go for level one ward. When I played in Korea, I would I would press Q on Twitch, sneak like
Mhm.
here and put a word here, so I would see if he's starting here or not. For
Mhm.
example, so you can walk with your like support, put a word, so you can track if he comes
Yeah.
here or not. And also there's like an important thing. Like the junglers would gank like if they clear three camps, it's like at 2:30. If they clear full clear, it's 3:30. So these are the common two timers they gank us. They gank
Uh-huh.
at. Yeah. And also if you have like if you're permanently pushing and you're harassing the opponent, what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna lose HP. If they don't have enough HP, even if the jungler comes, they cannot do anything because you can
Right.
just flip it. So if you focus mainly on your level one, I would say level one to level three. These levels, if you master them, the lane is gonna be way simpler for you.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the first, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes are the most important ones. Once you master these, the things are gonna be way simple.
Mhm.
So for example, if I'm playing Engage, okay? Now I'm playing, I don't know, Callista with, I don't know, Renata. Callista,
Right.
Renata, and they're playing Caitlyn Lux. I know the Caitlyn Lux, they want to put me under turret, right?
Yeah.
They want me to be here. So I have like two options against them. I either all in or I out push. Can I out push?
Yeah.
No. I will all in. So I will cheese at level 1, for example, or I will look for something
Right.
crazy level 1. I'll flash at level 1. So you do
Yeah.
something crazy that it puts the lane state in your favor.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you need to read the matchup and think how you can win from level 1 always. Like this is what
Mhm.
I do in bot lane. Always think about level 1. All right. Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Perfect. So now we have the weak side and the strong side. When you are strong sided, generally speaking, you know what weak sided, strong sided, right? Weak sided and
Correct.
strong
Yeah.
sided. Okay. So when you are strong sided, you want to trade as hard as you can because when the jungler comes, you can just dive and kill them. If
Mhm.
everyone here is 50% HP and this guy is coming, who's winning? Red side. Because everyone is 50 HP and we have backup. And if you are weak sided, it goes the opposite. If you are weak sided, you don't want to trade as much as you can. Because once you trade, you're gonna die.
Mhm.
And if you have to give, just give. Don't die, because dying is so terrible. Because if you
Yeah.
die, that means they are getting so many things and you're getting nothing. And also, it equalizes the equation. So, for example, if your team is looking for a play top lane and they win, and the enemy team looks for a play top bot lane and they win, so it's equal, right?
Right.
But if your team wins and you don't lose, it's like you lose 50%, so it's a half a win, which is better than equal. Yeah.
Right.
And also like in the current meta as an ADC, you should like always play with the weak side. In most scenarios, you will not be strong sided. Having a
Uh-huh.
Fid Aatrox like with a I don't know with a Brom is better than having an ADC right now. I don't know why, but I mean, at least
Right.
that's what's happening in my solo queue game. So I don't know. Like every game, they just weak side you. The bard just he runs with the Rengar, and they just win the game. Yeah.
Right.
So now in the mid game has arrived.
Yeah.
When does the mid game begin? When you destroy the turret or they destroy your turret, right?
Right.
So what do you do now?
Usually you're swapping with your mid. Mid's usually holding your bot side, and then you're pushing mid. And your main priority for the next 10 minutes is getting mid prio to get grubs and dragon prio.
Basically, I mean, you said it, but there are like some other things. In some
Yeah.
cases, if you are behind and the mid laner is ahead, you don't swap because the mid laner can influence other places. Yeah,
Okay.
but if you are ahead, let's say, you can go mid lane as you said. Like in some cases, let's say that if you can't match the enemy mid laner, you don't want to go as well. So there are some cases that you shouldn't go mid lane, but generally speaking, we should go mid lane.
Okay.
So assuming like you were like 2-0, I don't know, Kai'Sa or something, you go mid lane now, you can control it. And as you said, you want to secure the mid prio, then to take actions. So what are the actions you should be doing? Mainly you should be hovering.
Hmm.
You should hover the place because the wave arrive at mid lane in like 20 seconds and in top lane and bot lane in like 30 seconds. So there are the difference is like 4 seconds, which allow you to move and so on. So another thing to keep in mind is you want to push, then do stuff with your support or with your team. For example, you want to clear vision, like remove vision, or you want to, for example, hover top lane to look for a play, maybe a dive or something. So you don't wait until the next wave comes. You want to look for something to happen since you have a timer because you cleared the waves. Okay?
Right.
I think I spoke really fast, so I don't know what I'm saying.
No, no, no. I'm understanding. It's making sense.
Okay, good. So you want to do stuff, generally speaking.
Right.
It's either like you want to remove vision or anything. But let's give some scenario. Let's assume that your Fiora is pushing right here. What are your responsibilities and what could you do?
One jobs to get mid pile, and then you're pretty much either hovering top side.
Okay.
Basically, like you're pretty much helping your Fiora from getting dove, or vice versa. Like if there's a dive angle on her side, like you want to get her fed, so you just look to help her in any way possible.
Cool. So in my opinion, I think you should either pressure somewhere else. So you pressure mid lane or bot lane, or
Okay.
you hover as you said, or you threaten that you do something else. Like yeah, they
Right.
either come like they go dragon, like they either come for dragon or they go for Fiora.
Hmm.
So this is like what they should be looking at. So it's either this or this. It's like forking interest, if you know what that is.
Yes.
Cool. So what else could we do? Let me think. Yeah, and the same concept applies if we want to do Baron. Like if Fiora like goes here, we can threaten with Baron. It's just like
Hmm.
split. You make them take a bad decision. Anyways,
Right.
and the worst thing you could do is recalling or going back because if your Fiora is here, she needs backup by applying more pressure on the map.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Now we are in team fight. As an ADC, what should be the thought process in a team fight?
I mean, you're obviously beginning HP, like you want to start the fights at full HP.
Okay.
You want to make sure you're almost like the last person to show up to fights. Obviously, it depends on like what ADC you're playing, but like your
Mhm.
typical ADC, like your Varus, Ashe, like you are probably gonna be. You almost don't want to be seen on the map until the fight starts,
I mean, it
because you're.
depends because sometimes you can do stuff like you can throw Ash Arrow or you can Varus ult
Yeah.
if you are in front or anything. So yeah, in my opinion, I think you should have a list. Okay, you have a list of things you cannot ignore, like Malphite ult, Sejuani ult, and these things. So there are things you cannot ignore, so you are ready for them. So you are ready for example, Graga's flash or E flash or anything. Like things you cannot ignore, things you can't ignore. You have a list of these things. And also, you should have a list of who you are going to hit. Who to hit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't think this applies to you, but some other AD carries I spoke to, and they would be like, when I ask, who are you supposed to hit? They would say, the enemy ADC. No, bro. There are like exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there are people or there are like champions you're supposed to hit, and basically it depends on your champion. So if you are at Twitch, you can maybe flank and hit the backline. Sure, you have
Right.
a list of those I'm gonna like assassinate. But generally speaking, AD carries you will like you will front to back. So you will hit the front line.
Yeah.
For example, you will hit the Renekton and the Velvet of enemy team. For example, yeah. So you should have like these lists, like who you're going to hit and like things you cannot be ignoring. And also keep in mind what could your support provide for you. Like, yeah,
I mean, it depends on who they're playing, but like obviously they could provide CC on the tanks you're hitting to make
yeah,
it easier for you to hit.
exactly. So
And
what's the
their
point
job
of
is pretty much.
go on, go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just saying that, I mean, their job, like I said, depending on who they're playing, but their job is to make you able to free hit in the end. Like that's their goal.
Yeah, but my idea is not like particular this. What for example, why would you flash if your Lulu has ult and while Akali is going on
Yes.
you? So you should consider what your support is providing and allowed to give you. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or like consider what to expect. So uh, can't ignore Malphite ult, Sejuani ult, etc. etc. Like always keep them
Hmm.
in mind and who you're gonna hit and what your support is providing for you.
Right.
All right. Let me see what else we have. This is okay. Advantages. What types of advantages do we have in League?
Objectives, kills, gold.
Okay, gold, objectives. What else?
Um,
Level,
Levels. Yes.
champion. Okay.
Champion
So
spikes or yeah.
I'm asking you about this because whenever you look at any skirmish or anything happen, before taking action, look at it and try to make an assessment. So you look here, for example, and you're like, wait, my team is like 2 levels ahead, 2 items ahead. I don't need to move. And sometimes like it's a
Right.
50-50, so you have to move. Sometimes you're gonna have to drop the wave. Okay, it's better to push mid lane, sure. But sometimes you have to move immediately without pushing mid lane. So this is the idea.
Yeah.
Like always look at the advantages, look at this, the details you can see, press tab and look like thoroughly, and then make a decision. Don't make a decision without knowing what's going on. Don't be like,
Hmm.
don't autopilot yourself. Right.
Right.
What else? How to end the game? What do you think? How do we end the game?
Gaining control of vision in the enemy's jungle, and you're basically just trying to avoid not getting caught out and playing with your team as much as possible for the last 10-15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely correct. I think that dragons are too broken right now. You should always
Mhm.
get dragon. Dragon is too good. Because if you get like 2 dragons early, that means they need 4 more dragons, and each one is 5 minutes, that's 20 minutes more. So it's like
Right.
they can end the game at 30 minutes plus if you have like 2 dragons. So having dragons enables you to scale if the game goes wrong. So always go for
Right.
dragons. That's like the first idea. The second idea is destroy as many turrets as you can. Why? Because once you destroy a turret, there's a math. I don't think like not so many people know that like there's a math. It adds the level difference in the team and to the turret difference in the lane, and it buffs the minions in the lane. So if there is a level difference by 5, and let's say like you destroy like 3 turrets, it's gonna add it and it's gonna do some math to it, and it's gonna buff the minions in the lane. So the more turrets you destroy in one lane, the
Mhm.
stronger the minions of this lane are gonna be.
Okay.
So by destroying turrets, you buff your minion, and also, as you said, you take more space, which allow you to put more vision. So I think that you want to, as much as you can, to destroy every turret on the map. Why?
Mhm.
Because you get control over vision, and you get space more, and you get gold. Because the side turrets, I think they give like 800. The middle one gives like around 500. So like these turrets, they give you a lot of gold and a lot of control. And if you thought about it before, like one, and the most important turret is the mid lane turret, because once you
Mhm.
destroy it, look, the map is gonna be like this. Yeah, so it opens the
Right.
map wide. But if you destroy, let's say this and this, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
So it still like holds a little bit more, not a little bit more random. No, it's like if you destroy, let's say the side one, it's like you only destroyed one side. You see, you only
Right.
destroyed this. But if you destroy the mid lane, you take this and this. If that makes sense,
Right.
you take
Yes.
both sides because of mid lane. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. So this one is like the most important turret. Then it comes the side ones. Yeah. What else do we have? How to win the game. So you want to focus on objectives. Objectives are really important, and you want to, as you said, push, take objectives, and make sure that you don't. If you can, don't skip objectives at any cost. But if you're playing a scaling comp, like let's say, I don't know, Ziri or something, or Smolder or anything that can't participate in early game skirmishes, sure, you can give early on. It's fine. But later on, try not to give like all objectives because it's really bad.
Right.
What else? As we said earlier, if you want to do Baron, you want to try like pressure like bot lane. If you want to do Baron, you want to push on top lane as much as you can. And you like preferably you want to send the person with the TP to like the opposite side, because you know they can participate with the TP. What else do we have? Okay, this is like basically how to end the game. I mean, sure, if you can like push one side, but normally you want to destroy the sides first, then you destroy the mid, because if you take this, this is free. If you take this is free almost. Yeah. Okay. Everything I said makes sense so far, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now we go with the comebacks. Comebacks. Now you are 5 and 20. Everything went wrong. What do we do? What's the play?
I mean, you're pretty much just taking the backseat role at this point. You want to keep lanes like frozen or like towards you, so you could collect as much wave XP and gold as possible. And also like your job is just to kind of be around your team as much as possible when there's objectives up, and like your job is pretty much to take as much advantages as possible when they come to you.
This is the answer. Be reactive. You are in a point where you cannot do anything.
Right.
Like this is you are in your base. You cannot do anything. So you wait for them to make a mistake, then you capitalize it, or you just scale. But there is another way. And I see so many people they do it. They flip. What do you mean by flip? You send 5 people Baron. I don't know. While they're restoring your base, if you take Baron, you recall and you fight. Maybe you win, maybe you lose, or you don't. You just if you don't, you just lose the base.
Right.
Yeah. So you either flip or you scale. You wait until they make a mistake. And that's like how to come back. I think. Yeah, sure. If it's 15 and 10, it's different. But I'm talking about like the deadly scenario.
Right. Like it's super doomed.
Yeah. The more behind you are, the more the flip has to be. The bigger the flip. Okay.
Right.
Like this applies I mean everything we talked about so far is just in theory. Nothing like it's hard to apply it all like in solo queues specifically. So you have to apply this concept. Join the monkeys. You have to give up on a lot just to like achieve the goals your team wants to achieve. Let me show you an example. Look here. Look how big this wave is.
Right.
Like this is around, I don't know, 3 waves. Like because they're coming.
Yeah. This is
Yeah. So I had to give up all of this because my Kha'Zix is here, and he wanted to fight. So I'm like, sure, whatever, bro. Just let's fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose the 3 waves, but I'm gonna give, I don't know, my Kha'Zix 2 kills. So hopefully,
and you won't mental boom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and Mokai did not die. So my idea is, yeah, it's good to understand the theory of the game, but it's also important to look at the expected value of the play. So if the expected value of the play is like 1k gold, right? So here, for example, like the value was 1k gold because I'm denying them Mokai kill, which is 300.
Yeah.
And also we're getting 600 plus the assists. So this is pretty much 1k gold. Right? And what am I gonna lose? I'm gonna lose like 200 gold from the wave plus EXP. This is also plus EXP. So yeah. If we look at this, it's like this play gives way much more. So maybe I just go for it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna lose this much, but it's okay. Right? So sometimes you should just follow your team and see how it goes. Sticking to the rules and the basics is not always the best thing to do.
All right.
So that's pretty much it with the introduction. Do you have any questions?
No, that seemed really good.
Really? You sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of it is, like basic fundamentals, but a lot of it's like a good reminder
Yeah.
and um a lot of things that I struggle with is definitely like mid game and then just basic wave management. So it's just interesting to learn, different philosophies and like how you guys think about the game and stuff.
Sure. I mean, I hope I could add like, here or there. But yeah, anyways,
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take you like in a tour like in the server. So basically, like
Hmm.
here are the questions. Me and my friends, like we answer questions here. The clips, we post stuff here as you saw. Achievements, socials. Sometimes we stream. We post on social media here and there. If you wanna follow. Yeah. What else? If you can drop a review, you know. And yeah, coaching is like tip based. If you wanna tip, it's okay. If you don't, it's fine. Totally okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you wanna go for another session, you just hit me up with the schedule. We can organize it. What do I have? I think I'm free pretty much next week.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I have like I said, I have a lot. I will be gaming a lot this week,
Mhm.
so I'm just gonna kind of have the mindset of like what, if things aren't going well or like, if there's specific things that do happen, I'll like make clips and just kind of go over them with you.
Sure.
Um,
100%.
if that works for you, and then yeah, I would definitely like to follow up next week just to kind of see more, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
I'll have more solo queue games in too, so
All
it should
right.
be a lot better.
Amazing. Amazing. I would love to see
I
you.
appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Yeah. Goodbye. Bye bye.
Sounds good. Take care.
You too.